Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to create a video from a bunch of images in Expo React Native for Android using Media3 transformer library. So let's get started. So here first thing which we have to do is we'll have to create a project. So for that you can just visit this particular URL. I will be using this blank TypeScript template, but you are feel free to use whatever you template you want. The reason I'm using this blank TypeScript template is because it is easy to get started and it has very less boilerplate code. So I'll just go to create that project. We just have to copy this command, go to your workspace directory and just paste this command. Now you will have to give your project some name. So let's just wait for that command. So here I will just give it as my app. I'll click enter. Now it will create the project for me. I'll just open that project inside VS Code. So this is my project. Now if you see over here, we don't have the Android folder. We require the Android folder because we need to write some native code to do the transformation for us. Now to create the Android folder, we can just go to this particular URL. I will open it inside a new tab, and here you will have to select Android device. Then here you will have to select development build. Here you will have to disable EAS because we will be building it locally. I am on Mac OS, so select your own operating system. I have already installed Watchman. I have already installed Cas Zulu as well. I have set the Java home as well. I have already installed Android Studio as well. Then I have already done all the settings. Then we just have to scroll down. I have already ran this command as well. I have already done this as well. Then we'll just have to copy this command. So once our project is created, we can just cd to our project. So cd my app, and I'll just paste this particular command over here. Once this command is run, we'll have to, that will not create our Android folder. To create the Android folder, we have to run this particular command. So let's just wait for this to finish. Once this is finished, I'll just run this particular command. Now this will create the Android folder for us. So if I go to VS Code, here you can see that it has created the Android folder for us. Now at the very end it will fail for me, like it will give me an error. So now this error is because I don't have an Android emulator installed. I will be testing the output on a real device, but in your case it will might be showing an emulator or a real device to run the application. We don't want to run it now, so you can just press Ctrl C if it is showing you to select an emulator. So the setup is done. Now the next thing which we have to do, we have to also add a module. So for that you can just go to this particular URL. If you want, you can read about this documentation, but the important thing for us, we just have to copy this particular command and paste it over here. Now what this will do, it will create a module folder for us. Now before that it will ask us few questions. I'll keep everything as default. I'll just press enter, and here you can see it has created the module folder for us. Now inside this particular module, we will have to write the native code. So what I'll do is I will write all the code which is necessary for our project. Once we also need to install few dependencies which I will tell you. I will write all the code and then I'll come back and explain it to you. Alright, so I have written all the code. Let's see what code I have written. So firstly you will have to go to your package.json, and I have installed two dependencies. First one is this Expo image picker, and second one is the React Native video. So make sure you add both these dependency using npm install command. Once you do that, you will have to go to app.json, and after this particular web you will have to add this plugins. So this is kind of necessary because we want to use these two libraries. So first one is the Expo image picker. So again, this I have just copy pasted it from the docs, and second one is React Native video. Again, I have copy pasted it from the docs. All this stuff is copy pasted from the docs. Okay, once that is done, you will have to go to your modules, my module, go to the src folder, go to my module.ts, and here you will have to create one method called transform video, and it takes an array of URLs. So here we will be passing an array of image URLs, and it returns a promise void. Now to send back the video URL, we will be making use of change event listener. This is by default present when we create Expo project. So here you can see we have this change event payload. Also so this value variable will be used to send the video URL, but I also want to track the progress state, because suppose if you have thousands of images, converting it to a video, it will take some time, and for that we will be using this progress variable. Now Be careful with this progress variable. It is of type string because I will be sending two things inside this progress variable. One is the progress state and second one is the actual progress. I'll explain more about it once I show you guys the output. Next, just go to app.tsx and okay, why I'm getting this error? Does not exist. Okay, I know why. I'll just have to convert this to, so here you can see we are getting we need an array of this, right? So const okay, so I have fixed that issue. First what you will have to do is you will have to go to app.tsx. You will have to add all these imports from React Native. Then we also need this Expo image picker. Then we have to use this use state as well as use effect from React. Then we also import React Native video, and here we are importing modules as well. Then I have created this use state set video URI or video URI state. I will explain it to you later on. Ignore this use effect for now. Here I have our button, and on click of it we just called image picker dot launch image picker library async, and I'm allowing for multiple selection as true, so the user can select multiple videos. And once that is done, we are getting array of URIs from all the selected images over here, and then I just pass the array of URIs to our transform video method. And once this method is successful, you will come inside use effect. So we are listening for this on change event. Like I told you, this is already present. Once you create an Expo module, we don't have to worry about this, and we added this particular variable right to it. So we are constantly detecting till the transform video method is in progress, but once it is successful, we will get the data dot value. And once I have the data dot value, I just assign it to this set video URI variable state, sorry. And once this video URI is not equal to empty, then we are displaying this video component which you are seeing over here. So yeah, that's it from app.tsx. Then I've shown you this. So yeah, hopefully I've shown you this. Inside my module.ts, I'm just defining this particular method which takes an array of images, URIs. Then you will have to go to Android build.gradle, and here you will have to go to the dependency section, and here you will have to add this Media3 common 1.5.0 as well as Media3 transformer 1.5.0. make sure you are using at least 1.5.0 because some of the code which I have written does not work on older versions of Media3 transformer. That's why it's important you add this particular version over here. Once that is done, go to src java, go to my module.kt, and again firstly these three imports are present by default. The rest of all the imports which you see, I have added it myself, so make sure you copy all these imports which I have. Then here I'm marking this as unstable because this transformer thing is still bit unstable, even though in the build.gradle they are not saying that, but here we have to annotate this with unstable. Hopefully by the time you watch it, this becomes stable, so you won't need this. But you can check the documentation. Then here we are also extending transformer.listener, which will help us to override two methods, on completed and on error, which will give us a signal whether this particular thing was done or not. Then here we are getting hold of our context as well as our activity. Then here is our file name as well as file path. Then here we create our handler as well as progress holder. Then here is our mutable list of edited media item, which will help us to store all the URIs which you have created in a edited media item format. Now this is present by default. I have not added this code, so I'll just ignore all this. Ignore. So once after this view is created, I'll just close this. I'm defining a method called transform video. The name of the method is same what you have defined it inside your TypeScript file, and it takes an array of strings as URL. And here you can see I'm just doing edited media item list dot clear. Then here we are creating our transformer, and then I'm just looping over all the URLs which I have. So once I loop over all the URLs, I just do edited media item list dot add. Then we convert edited media item dot builder, pass our URL to it, media item dot from URI. Then here we set the duration of 3 seconds. So each photo or each image would be of 3 seconds long. You can change this to however you feel like. So if you select 3 images, the total video will be 9 seconds long. Then here I have set the frame rate as well. then here I am setting the edited media item sequence, and here I am doing composition.builder. Then we create our external file, we start the transformation. This entire thing which you see is for tracking the progress state. So here you can see I'm sending the progress back to React Native side with the help of the progress variable or value which we have defined. I'm sending back progress state as well as the actual progress. Again, once I show you guys the output, I'll explain more about it. And here I have added 500 milliseconds delay. If you want, you can make it 0 seconds as well. Then here is our create external file as well. So again, this I have just copy pasted it from Stack Overflow, so I won't go about explaining this in detail. So if you want, you can just pause the video and copy paste it. Then here is another method which I have just copy pasted from Stack Overflow, like saving this particular video to external storage. So once our transformation is done, video will be saved to external storage, so user can access the video even without our app. Okay, so this is the code for storing file to external storage. I'm not really good at this. I've just copy pasted the code. Maybe you can do the same thing. So I'll simply scroll through this. Feel free to pause the video wherever you feel like. Then here I have this on completed callback, and here you can see I have done coroutine scope dot launch, and here we are just calling this particular method which will save it to external storage. Once we get the URI, I send the URI back to React Native side with the help of this value variable. And in case of error, I'm just displaying a message as well as a toast message. So yeah, that's it. I'll simply scroll through this file one more time. Feel free to pause the video wherever you feel like, and yeah, copy the code. So yeah, that's it. So here is the output. I will just dismiss this particular option. I'll click on this pick image button and it will open the image picker for us. So here you can see I have 3 images. I'll select all 3 images and I will click on add 3. Now it will here, if you see inside our Metro bundler, it is displaying the progress state. Now okay, so it has already converted image for us. So here you can see it is 9-second long video, and again I'm mirroring my device, so the output is little laggy, just bear with me. But here you can see it has converted it to a video, and if you go to your file explorer, you should see this particular video being created as well. So yeah, that's it. Now coming back to this progress which I was talking about, so we were sending two things like progress state as well as the actual progress. So if you see the second value which is there is the actual progress, it goes from 0 to 100, but here you can see it doesn't go to 100, it reaches only till 99. The reason is because the transformer library which we are using works in such a way that if you have sometimes short amount of content, it doesn't reach till 100. But how will you know the video has finished conversion? With the help of this progress state. The progress state always becomes 0 once the conversion has finished or failed. So if you are displaying a progress bar, with the help of this progress state, you can decide whether to display the progress bar or not, or whether to make this particular value as 100 or not. So it's up to you. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.